Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first of what I assume to be many more Savannah Stan podcasts. My name is Tony Squares. You're watching the latest episode of the Survivor Squared podcast, where we cover every episode of Survivor 49 and all things Survivor. If this is the first time you're seeing or hearing my voice, welcome to the channel. I do truly appreciate it. Head on down, like, subscribe, help this channel grow. We do truly appreciate it. We're having a lot of fun here. We have more Survivor guests coming along. We have more Survivor episodes to talk about. And if you haven't been a fan of this season so far, let me convince you why you need to start tuning in, because this past episode specifically was spectacular. But again, I cannot break down all the ramifications of what happened in this hour and a half, 2 hours of television alone. I have to bring on my alliance member, my ride or die, the one that is much more intelligent at Survivor than I am. Please welcome back to the show, Bailey Buffs. Come on in, Bailey.
Hey, Tony. Good to see you, as always.
I'm happy to be here, Bailey. I think we're having a blast. I am always excited to talk Survivor with you, to talk Survivor with anyone, but this episode in particular, I'm so excited for, because I thought we had a banger of an episode. The Hot Grim Reaper was the title of it, and I think it was spectacular. But I'm excited, Bailey. I'm very amped up here.
Finally feels like the momentum is actually picking up. We're seeing these villain arcs. We're seeing gameplay. We're seeing strategy. We're seeing people flip. We're seeing people join new alliances. Like, people are playing, and I am here for it.
I'm pumped for it. We are now down to 9 members. We did lose. If you haven't watched, we're not going to spoil anything for you. You probably shouldn't be watching a show. We're going over the show last night, so if you're watching it and we're going to spoil this for you, I'm sorry. We're down to 9 people. We lost MC. We're really getting down to the nitty-gritty. Over half of the original members of this cast are now off of the island, and the way MC went out and how we got there was something really, really special compared to where we were last week. So we're going to go through all that. We're going to go through everything that happened, the bigger picture items of why it happened. But if you've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the title of this show, this was Savannah's moment. This was Savannah's episode. She came from, we knew what she was going to be and what she could be. She reached her final evolution in this episode and really took over the season.
Oh, absolutely. I was screaming this whole episode. I mean, as most people know, and if you don't know, we do a fantasy draft here with Survivor Squared. Savannah is my girl. She was my first pick. I don't know how I got her. And now I'm just like, I feel like I'm watching her as a proud stage mom. I'm just like, that's my girl. That's my girl.
Where I want to start here, rather than going through step by step the show, but where I want to start is rather a bigger picture thing, because I've been watching Survivor from the jump. People who have known me for a while have known that I'm watching every season every week. I'm recapping these seasons every Saturday. We're on season 32, I believe is the number. 33 is about to begin. There's a lot going on. So I've seen more than half of the iterations of all this Survivor, and I've seen now season 48, and we're in the middle of season 49, and I've delved into this Survivor world, met all these Survivor people, fans, former players, super fans like yourself, and there have been a lot of people online, a lot of chatter online that I saw both in season 48, and I'm definitely seeing now, where people are complaining about the current season of Survivor for various reasons. They don't like that it's not 39 days. They don't like that it's all in the same location. They don't like that people aren't in bikinis anymore. Corinne out there from Gabon saying people aren't hot anymore. Shut up, Corinne. But all I want to say is this season in particular, season 49, it could be because we have this show. It does have a soft place in my heart, and I have given myself more to figuring out who these people are and trying to really break down this season of Survivor, because I want to do so for this show. I want to be able to speak intelligently about what's going on and not just poo-poo everything that's on the television. So I am a touch biased in this season. However, I got to say, after watching last episode, if you don't like season 49, you don't like Survivor. Because between the stuff after the vote, when they're on the island and everything's dark and they're all talking about, hey, I thank you for doing that. Hey, I'm still on your side. Hey, I'm doing this. I'm trying to damage control. Into the new challenge where now they're split into 5 and this team gets reward and this person gets an advantage and this person gets an idol, and then everything's going to be crazy. We have more idols on the camp. And then when we have this great person who's on the bottom in Savannah fight her way back to win that immunity right when she needed it. The pressure was on, and we have her backstory leading into it. Whether you're on her side or not, you see the fire within her take her to the finish, and she's battling another challenge goat in Yellow Sophie on the other end who's fighting for her own life. And then after, we send those 5 people to the island, and they now have to see who's going to vote for who, and I'm going to jump to your side and play a game of telephone, and then suddenly Savannah shows up again, and even more shit's happening. Bailey, this was a special episode of Survivor. And again, I say, if you don't like this, I don't know what you want.
Well, that's the thing. The more that I'm reading the comments and seeing the fan base and the reactions of what people are saying this season, the more I'm just realizing you're never going to make everyone happy. You're never going to please anyone because they're complaining about one thing. Okay, the show gives it to them. Well, then now they're on to the next thing. Now we're on bikinis. Did you see Blue Sophie's response to fucking Corinne? She's like, girl, if they had let me show my ass, like I would have been heating it up. Like I would have, I thought that was so funny. But it's like, y'all, we're getting a villain. We're getting strategy. We're getting twists. We're getting idols that without advantages attached to them. We're seeing all the things that we've been asking for collectively online be given to us. And we have to keep in mind, this has already been shot. They've already done this now with feedback online coming out. It's like this, they already knew, they already foresaw what people would be pissed off about. So they already covered it. So I just think people love to bitch and moan and complain, and until the dying days, people are going to bitch and moan and complain online. However, this season is great. We have so many characters. We have people playing the game. We have 2 of the beasts of challenges thus far are women. That's so fun to watch. We have a villain whose arc is incredible, who we get to see some insight to her actual humanity as well. We can feel for her and empathize with her and still be rooting for her as a villain. Do you know how tough of an edit that is to pull off? To still be rooting for someone who is the villain? I'm rooting for Savannah, and that's further than just my fantasy team. It's because she's playing the fucking game, and I love to see it. I love the flip-flop. I love the fakeness. I love the performative nature because she pulls it off. That's the difference between Shannon and her when we talk about performative. Shannon felt so fabricated, so disingenuous. Savannah, it feels real. She's manipulating people. She is outplaying. She is outwitting. She is going to outlast. She's crawling up from the depths of the bottom and saying, nah, I'm staying here. You are not getting me out. And she's feisty. She's great. I love her. And I think she is saving this season. And I think we're seeing why she is going to be a very big member of season 50. It makes sense. I support it fully. People online that are saying it shouldn't be Savannah and Rizzo. Okay, I get it. I love Sophie and Sage too, but no, it should be Savannah and Rizzo.
I'm right there with you with everything you said, and I will say we made the title of this show Savannah Saves season 49. Season 49 didn't need saving. I made that title to get clickbait people to click the beginning of the show. I'm trying to grow this thing, okay, people? But Savannah did take this season from just a solid season of Survivor and now put her mark on this thing. And you did keep calling her the villain because they're playing her as the villain. I don't see her as the villain myself. I see her as a very redemptive character. She's a mean girl, yes, but she owns that mean girlness. She is definitely performative, as we saw during the beginning of this show, her trying to be like, you guys did a great job blindsiding me. Like, I get that. You can see that as the villain, and I understand it. But even players like Jawan, who as two-faced as he is, going left to right to either side, being like, I'm on your side, man. I didn't want to do that to you. And then talking to confessional saying, I hate that guy. And then Sage being as upfront and open as she is with how much she despises some people. Like, everyone is playing this game in their own personal way, and there aren't many hanger-ons. Like, I think Alex and Steven, to me, they're kind of just there. And that's so rare where we see that, and I see Sophie, Yellow Sophie and Blue Sophie. I see MC. I see Sage, Jawan, Savannah, and Rizzo. Obviously, these guys are all playing the game that they want to play. Whether they're playing hard or soft, they're going for it. And that makes excellent television to me, because finally when these heads attack each other is when we see such great opportunity in television. So I loved last night's episode. I'm really excited for the rest
Me
of this
too.
season to see what happens, because now we've set the ball rolling. And yes, you could say it took a while for us to get there. I didn't like the flip, the Matt and Jason vote outs. That were boring episodes to me. But now we are rolling full speed ahead to see what the finish could be. And Savannah saved herself and her season with this episode. But Bailey, that was 10 minutes of us sort of going off the rails and giving our big picture opinions on this thing. Let's break this down step by step. We voted off Nate. He comes back later in the world's worst fedora. And now we get back, and it seems to be Rizo and Savannah are on the outs. And there is a Power 7, and Blue Sophie is wondering whether she should go join the Power 7. Right away, we're jumping into the challenge because there's a lot to go on afterwards. And this challenge splits teams into 5, and they're basically facing off against each other. The losing team of 5 is the team that goes to tribal. The winning person from the team of 5 gets everybody who wins gets a reward. The winning person gets an immunity necklace, and the winning person also gets an advantage, which we later learn gets to vote in this tribal. A lot going on. Was this too much of additional stuff for you, or were you, on the edge of your seat hearing what this could possibly be?
I wasn't as big of a fan of the advantage being given to the winner. Just because I thought that was like, okay, so they're safe, they get food and they get an advantage. That's kind of crazy. And it's only this one time that's going to happen. That being said, I'm glad it was my girl who got it. And I think that advantage is what changed the outcome of this episode. So, it really did mix it up at tribal. I think we would have seen a much different tribal council had we not had Savannah's presence there. So at the end of it, I was happy with it all. But yeah, there's a part of me that still doesn't like 3 advantages for winning one thing. I feel like that's a little unfair, but I mean, I'm biased. I'm glad it was her who won it.
TV spent a lot of time on this challenge because there was a lot going on with it. We had Blue Sophie reciting the Hail Mary over and over again to keep herself on the mat. We had, then when Blue Sophie gets voted out, she's telling Savannah, do it for Brandon. I guess it was the 1-year anniversary of Savannah and her boyfriend, Brandon. And that's what she was thinking about. We also had people like Yellow Sophie, an absolute beast, staying on there. We had Sage openly going after Savannah. They do not like each other. I think Sage, what was the line that Sage said?
She said, stay humble.
Yeah, but she also in her thing said, like, I can be a mean girl too, to try and go after Savannah. There was a lot going on during this challenge. We should also say Kristina found an idol beforehand, so she was okay dropping first if she had to. There was a lot of things happening, and then Savannah wins and sends the other 5 to the beach to try and vote it all out. And if you're looking at it from a bird's eye view, Rizo is the odd man out here, but Rizo also has an idol. So if I'm Rizo, I'm thinking I play my idol, I'm safe no matter what happens. Jawan and Sage are on one side, original Hina members MC and Yellow Sophie are on the other side, and suddenly things start getting a little bit messy, where Yellow Sophie proves that she is really good at Survivor. Just like when I interviewed Eva Erickson, I asked her, who should I draft on my team? She said the dark horse is Yellow Sophie, and I didn't listen to Eva. I was wrong. Yellow Sophie is a player. And so Yellow Sophie starts saying, we should all write Rizo, but tell him you're writing me. She puts herself on the chopping block. Tell him you're writing me. So when Rizo writes my name, we're all writing Rizo. We send Rizo home surprisingly. Then everyone scurries away. Then Sophie says to MC, hey, just in case, just in case, if Rizo does play that idol, I'm going to write Jawan's name. So it'll be Rizo writing Sophie, I'm writing Jawan, and then I'll be safe. And then MC decides, I'm going to tell Jawan, because MC had played her idol. Everything is rolling into each other, Bailey. MC had played her idol. At the beginning of this episode, Jawan and others are like, why did you play your idol? Well, you should have trusted us. Now they're suspicious of MC. So MC feels like she has to get back on Jawan's good side and tells Jawan, hey, this is what Yellow Sophie's doing. And suddenly the game of telephone starts going crazy. Bailey, this was my favorite part of the season so far.
It was so fun to see the scramble. I mean, that's what we love to see. We want to see the scramble. I want to go into tribal not knowing what the hell is going to happen. There's going to be votes on Rizo, votes on Jawan, votes on Sophie, votes on MC. That's 4 of the 5 that I think are going to have a vote on them. I live for that. I live for that. And that's what it became. It became, like you said, this game of telephone of everyone trying to get back in other people's good graces, but then fucking over the people that are trying to get back in the good graces with the people they're trying to get. It was beautiful. It was beautiful and messy and chaotic, and I loved it.
I thought all of them risked their individual game in this line of telephone, down to Sage, going back to Sophie. Each one of them decided to use trust of another person instead of their own game in particular, because each of them, this could blow up in their face at any line of the telephone. And the whole time, Rizzo is sitting there and he's saying, my favorite line of Rizzo to camera was, I am not here to play for fourth. I'm here to win. So I am going to save my idol and hope I'm doing the right risk. Because if I go out 10th, that's just like going out 4th. Like, I'm here to win. And I sat there as a man who drafted Rizzo first overall on his fantasy team going, Rizzo, I hate you. Like, you got to play your idol. You got to be safe, my guy. But in the end, he took the ball and threw it out into the middle of the court and dared these other four to throw votes on him. The fact that no one threw votes on Rizzo at the end is spectacular, but it could be because there's a sixth person walking up to camp, and that is Savannah.
Yep.
So
I was going to say the same thing.
Then Savannah, there's so much to go through. And then Savannah gets to the island, and suddenly Savannah has a vote, and suddenly Savannah can play the game, and Rizzo is even more safe. Like, Rizzo feels even better about this because now he has an extra person on his side, and now there's even more scrambling that's happening. And my second favorite conversation was MC going to Sophie. After Yellow Sophie starts throwing MC's name out there, people are going to expect me, people are going to expect you, blah, 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 blah. And MC flat out asks her, listen, I don't feel good. Oh, you don't feel good about the... No, I don't feel good about you. I think you're putting my name down. Tell me the truth. Are you putting my name down? And Sophie doesn't answer her. Or if she does answer her, it's in a voiceover with other stuff on top of it. So it is on right now. And Rizzo and Savannah rightfully playing into the rest of the tribe's hands that, hey, they're going to come after Yellow Sophie eventually. We don't need to target her now. We can take out another player and use Yellow Sophie, as you said earlier, as shield. Just multiple levels of great survivoring going on, Bailey.
I think Savannah's presence really is the thing that changed the entire outcome of that night, which is pretty wild. And you have to give her some accolades to that her mere presence makes people afraid. Jawan is afraid of her. Sage is afraid of her. These people are afraid of Savannah. Her presence alone, she didn't even use her vote. She didn't even vote. And her just being there made them all scramble and take eyes off of Rizzo, and they started eating each other. It was like you said, Sophie versus MC. They started going at each other the second Savannah's presence was there. That type of power, unspoken power, is so important in a game like this. I just a testament to the player that Savannah is. I mean, she has people shaking in her boots just by her being close to them. That's crazy.
Okay, let's get to Tribal Council because there's still so much to go through. Yellow Sophie comes out and lays the cards on the table saying it's either me or MC who's going home tonight. And I thought that was, I mean, Jeff had the reaction to that move because suddenly Rizzo's talking about whether he should play his idol or not. And Sophie lays the cards out on the table that Rizzo ain't even up for grabs tonight. And Jeff says we have our first live tribal of the season. People give their reasonings why they should or shouldn't stay. And suddenly MC pulls Jawan to the side and has a whisper campaign with him. And then Jawan starts whispering to you, and MC starts whispering to Rizzo, and so-and-so starts whispering. And Sophie's sitting there going, I feel like I'm getting picked up from school. My mom ain't here yet. And then suddenly someone whispers to her, oh, my mom's here. Great line by Yellow Sophie.
Funny. So funny.
If I had one note for this whole episode is I wanted to hear these whispers, Bailey.
I have no idea what MC could have possibly gone to Jawan with. Like, I was racking my brain of what could they possibly, the only thing I could think of is because Sophie had made that declarative statement of like, it's only me or MC. Maybe that was MC going to Jawan and saying he feels safe now, go to Rizzo. But it didn't seem that way because of the order of operations and how they spoke and how Sophie was just left at the bus stop. I was so mad that we didn't get to hear any of it. I really was. I would love to know. And I'm curious to hear if that will come out later. if those contestants will talk about it now later, because I want to know what the hell happened.
Yellow Sophie being the challenge beast and also being the one that seemingly is the straw that stirs the drink when it comes to how things are being done, because she controlled this tribal. Like she could play that she was on the out, but she controlled everyone going after MC. And before that, she controlled everyone who was going to go after Rizo, and she was going to play Jawan, and everyone was going to vote her. And like she was running this side of this beach and thrown into the fire. Like she easily could have been the one sent home here. No one knows what's going to happen with these 5, and she's the one who took the bull by the horns. She's an amazing
She nominated
player,
herself. She nominated herself to be the scapegoat. That takes balls, dude.
Yeah.
That takes balls to confidently do that. I think there's this thing about Sophie, this calm strength that she brings, that I feel like I know people in my life like this, that you just immediately in their presence, they have this energy that you just feel like grounded and taken care of. People just trust her and they listen to her, and she is upfront and she is honest and she will look you in the eyes and tell you the truth to some extent. We didn't know anything about her for the first 5 weeks, and now we're seeing her just be this challenge beast, this manipulator, this master planner, this strategist. Like, she's blowing my mind. And again, so thankful I have her on my fantasy team.
Rizo does not play his idol. MC goes home. Yellow Sophie is safe for another day. Yellow Sophie, the only one getting votes, and it came from MC. Were you surprised was it all Savannah, Bailey? Like, why did Hina break so easily here? Because it very well could have been Sophie and MC going, yo, we're not voting for each other. Let the 3 of them vote us out. We're not voting for each other. Why did they break so easily and attack each other? I
don't know. I mean, this truly was a testament to both Rizo and Savannah. I think Rizo being the one convincing people that Sophie's not a threat right now. What did he say? She's not the Terminator. She can't win every time. And I don't know if it's just brilliant gameplay by those two, or if it's lack of gameplay by MC because she's never seen this before. Maybe she doesn't know some of the moves that people take to try to save themselves. I don't know. It was such a left field turn of events for me, honestly. I did not think. I know I guessed MC was going home last week, but this is not how I foresaw it. Again. Hey.
Amazing.
Sorry, I had to slide that in there at some point. But no, I didn't foresee this being the way she went home by any means. So I don't know. I guess it is all speculation, but I think it has to do with Rizo and Savannah and how good they are at playing this game specifically together.
Definitely together. And they're forced together now because as we move forward, Rizo has an idol. Savannah has an extra vote. Blue Sophie, if they rope her back in, which I believe they're going to according to the coming next week section, Blue Sophie has a steal and idol.
Knowledge is power.
Those 3 advantages, plus the 3 of them being a tight-knit group, even though there's 9 left, they're going to do some damage, Bailey. And I'm excited to see these 3 take on the world. And if these are the final 3, you vote for whoever. Like, I have no idea who I would vote for at this point. Jesus, what a final 3 we could have. It's exciting. It's fantastic. I do want to say before we say goodbye to MC and give our predictions for next week, do we have the names of these reporters that bullied Savannah? Because I'm ready to go to war. I'm ready to go to war, Bailey.
I looked it up. I spent an hour sleuthing online last night. I can bring up to you literally my search history. It is just me looking up all the 3 places that she worked. I even texted them to Tony and the dates that she was there. I was like, okay, so these are the 3 places. Ken's 5 from 2017 to 2019, KSDK 2019 to 2021, CBS 46 San Antonio from 2021 to 2024. I found her coworkers on LinkedIn. I found the head news anchors from each year. I looked up the news teams and cross-referenced which names appeared multiple times. All I can say is I put in all the effort and got 0 information. I don't know who bullied her, but Savannah, I'm trying to figure it out because I will start an online hate campaign.
Listen, I'll call into a San Antonio news station. I'll make a formal complaint. I'll do my part as an informed citizen.
I have family in San Antonio. I'll go visit my family and storm that. I will storm their building. Justice for Savannah.
Absolutely. Even though she might be a mean girl herself and do her fair share of bullying, no one bullies our bully, okay? No one bullies our bully, Bailey.
She can only bully us.
Exactly. Let's say goodbye to MC. We cannot snuff out her torch on this show, but if you are a fan of this show, you understand that we say goodbye in our own very special way. We say goodbye to a person who's no longer on the island, now be a part of the jury, and if MC comes out in a fedora next week, good God, she'll be my favorite Survivor player of all time. But we say goodbye in our own special way, so if you are a fan of this show, if this is the first time watching this show, please join with us. Bow your heads, close your eyes as we enter this week's version of Survivor Gravestones. Raise a glass for the beast OG, my dark horse pick that proved indeed to be. She stubbed her toe by playing an idol without wit, then fell off a cliff because she trusted Jawan Pitts. So we say goodbye to the wonderful MC, outwit, outplay, outdone by Yellow Sophie.
Harsh. MC, our challenge beast, the way you scaled that wall. You were smart, friendly, super fit, kind, and oh so tall. I wanted you to take it all and walk away with the win, but you posed too big a threat, my dear, the strongest of the kin. I really liked her. I didn't want to say anything negative about her.
And that is it for our breakdown this week on Survivor Squared, but we cannot leave you without getting the psychic, the evaluator, the person who the future fortune teller herself, Bailey Buffs. We have to make our predictions for next week. First off, MVP of this episode, I think it's unanimous, Bailey, it's Savannah.
Of course, it's Savannah with a call out to Sophie, Yellow Sophie,
Yeah.
But for sure Savannah. 100%.
Yeah. So let's predict now, who do we think is going to go out next week? I'll give mine because I don't think I've gotten a single one right. Maybe Annie. I think I predicted Annie correctly. You, however, have gotten all but one correct. Every prediction you've made on this, except for one, has been correct. So I'll go first. I think the three amigos are safe here. And I think they start to go after this bottoms-up alliance. Even though Yellow Sophie is a challenge beast, even though Blue Alex could easily be on the outside of this, Kristina does have an idol herself. I think Steven, Jawan, and Sage are the ones that start to get broken apart. And I do think Sage is the one to go home. I think if Savannah has her way and starts to direct this game, Sage is going to be the one, because Sage is very good at being very sneaky. She is in everyone's ear. And I think Sage is the one to go home here. That's my prediction. What say you, Bailey Buffs?
I think you were very close in saying the same thing to me. Because I think it's going to be Steven. I think that Sage still poses a pretty big threat. And even though I know Savannah hates her, I think Sage is still an easy target to, again, hide behind. That's been my theme of this podcast episode is shields. But I really do think that Sage still has a little bit more in her. I think they're going to look more into Hina. I think they might get Yellow Sophie to work with them somehow. So I'm really thinking, I think Steven is definitely going to be the one to go, because I don't think Kristina is a threat. I think Alex is still playing this middle ground. He could go both ways. So yeah, my prediction is Steven, unfortunately.
And that is it. Sorry, Steven, by the way, you're going to be voted off. Like the Bailey doesn't get these wrong. So, but that is it for this episode of Survivor Squared. Look for many more coming in the future. We have more guests coming in. We have more interviews to have. And of course, breaking down every episode of season 49 and beyond with Bailey Buffs. If you like this channel, give us a subscribe. Help this channel grow. I do truly appreciate it. I'm breaking down season 32, I think, on Saturday on my season recaps on socials. You can follow Bailey at what's your Instagram handle again? TikTok handle?
Bailey Lauren Thompson, just my full name.
Bailey Lauren Thompson on Instagram and TikTok. I think that's the first time I've given you that plug on this show, and that's my fault. But hey, we're learning as we go, because we still don't have an outro for this show. But hey, that's what we do.
I can make one.